Welcome back, students. This video clip will continue the application of the GPC catch-up clause. The catch-up clause, that means based on the assumption that the preferred rate is 6% in the previous case. This preferred rate generate actual additional the profit, right? Profit. And then we'll measure that profit here in the waterfall calculations. The year profit to LPs under preferred return, that also this return part also can be the 20% of the carried interest for the GPs. Because in the previous case, we measured the distribution of the profits to the LPs and GPs and realized this LP share of profit is 82%. It's not the 80% in the LP agreement. We need to adjust this with the catch-up. So preferred rate is for the LPs. LPs want to make sure their profit, the rate of return, the yearly basis. But that makes some distortion of this 80-20% rule. So by adding this catch-up clause, then we can restore this 80-20% rule. Okay, so here year balance, we have the same case, but we need to one more step with this waterfall calculation, the distribution between the profit distribution between the LPs and GPs. Here, the beginning and ending balance of the fund exactly same as what we already finished it earlier, exactly same. So let's get started from here. Okay, this balance owed, how to get it? Right. Now, and the ending balance is increased by, right, the preferred rate. Here, the yearly basis, the profit increased by the preferred return to LPs. How to get it? Right. That is 20, the increase in, right, the balance. So 20, and then every year will be increased by this preferred amount. And then last year is 0, right? Then we collect all the yearly basis profit to LP under the preferred return. This is not a distribution at all. Again, this is not a distribution at all, but just for calculation of the catch-up carry for GPs. So the sum of this preferred return is $202 million. Again, this $202 million is also a part of the GPC carry that must be distributed to the LP through the catch-up pro rata share. Okay? And then here, let's get started. How do we distribute this 80-20% appropriately? The final year 7 distribution is, okay, let's remove this. So 1,146. And then what is the amount owed to LPs? The contributed capital, preferred return. There's no amount owed, so 0, right? It's 0. So the last year. So we put here, just to put 0, right? And then let's GP catch up. That is the point. How much can be the GPs catch up from this waterfall calculation? You first must calculate what is the full amount. What is the full amount of this the profit, right? Last year profit, based on this the catch-up rules. So 202, okay, 202 here divided by 80%. That must be, okay, let me just show you. 253 must be preferred value, right? Preferred value to distribute it to the GPs as a carry interest by subtracting this one more time. Then this $51 million must be GPs catch up carry interest to be added to the distribution to the GPs. You guys understand? Right. That's what we discussed in the class. Now, amount left to be distributed to by 80-20% rules, the left amount. So this minus the last year, the distribution. We want to distribute this amount correctly, right? So that we can make 80-20% rule. Then here, the less GPs catch up, and then 51, and then we got 1,095. That is the amount left to be distributed by 80%, 20% rule. Now, let's calculate. The distribution onto LPs. Then, how to calculate this? Now, it's easy. 80%, right, to the LPs. What is the total amount distributed to the LP? Left amount, this amount. So 876 is to for the LPs. Then here 51 from preferred return to the GPs as a catch up, and then 20%, right, times, right, this is amount left to be. We first already removed 51. Again, what is the base of the amount, right, to be distributed by 80% to 20% rule from 1,146? That is the base. And then we distributed, because this 51, again, this 51 is considered the GP's catch-up, right? This 1,095 is the left amount following 80%, 20% rule. We allocate, and then again, total amount is 51. We set aside from the preferred, and then we put this 20%, right? By doing so, we can distribute 270. So let's compare here. 247 was the distribution to the GP, right? But now here we catch up with the 51. Now let's calculate actual distribution amount once again. Here, the distribution to the GP first. Where's the GP care? LP first. Where is the LP's amount? First year, there's no LP's distribution, right? The LP's distribution are incurred from year 4, right? So it's just a 0, right? It's just 0. Then there's also 0. But from here, now receive a 500, right? 500. Then next year, receive 360, right? And then this amount is important. Now this amount must be now minus 250, and then minus, right, 18. The GP's carries, right? And then the same way, 900. Oh, by the way, here is not this number. Why? Because the distribution at the end of this year 7, we allocate this 1,146, right? Here, from here, right? So we calculate already, not that way, but this way. Next, the distribution to the GP. Let's put here, and then let's drag to the right. 18, right? 229? No, we recovered 51, right? 51. So we have to put here this number. That's correct, right? And then what is the sum of this distribution? That must be 1969. 1969, I guess. Okay, let's continue here. And then let's calculate the sum of all the GP's distribution. Then 287, right? And then let's just sum these two up to get the total funded distribution. Then we have 2,256. Then you can notice, okay, let me just make it bold the letter. And then you can take a look at this previous exercise here. We have the same 2,256, right? We have 2,256, but the different amount of allocation of a distribution LPs and GPs. Good. And the total fund profits, how to calculate? Okay, this is the output, right? Total output. And then minus, what is the input? Input was 820. Then LP's profit, 1,960, the LP's output, and minus 820, right? And then LP share of profits, now we can calculate just the LP profit over total the fund profits, and then must be 80%, and then 287 for the carry for the GP's distribution divided by total fund profits and 20%. So now we restored this 80-20% rule through this catch up the clouds. So cash flows to the LPs. It's the same process. I'm going to collect this cash out because that is the beginning of the year, right? And then we collect it here. And then from 500 here, distribution. Then let's drag. So we got this, all the cash flows, and then cash flows of the GP. That's starting from, I believe, 20, right? 1,000 when this fund start operating, and here the same. This 20 goes to year 6, but year 7, this must be added, and then this 18 must be added to it, right? Then what is the total what is the total value paid in capital? How to calculate? There you go. The distribution to LP over 820, so 2.4 is the multiple. And then IRR, since inception, discount rate of the investors, LP's investors, comma, dragging all of this number, oh, I'm sorry, it's my mistake. We are not calculating NPV, but here, IRR, we got it, right? So 20%. Still, and then here NPV, now NPV, now we use the discount rate of the pension fund, which is LP's investment. And then when you calculate the NPV, we drag all the future cash flows, and then beginning. Then the GP's NPV, if the GP has some discount rate for their investment, and then let's drag the future cash flow discounted, and then the beginning, and then 204. Okay, again, the point of this exercise, how do we restore the 80% to 20% rule, if we apply the preferred rate, that preferred rate doesn't, if this preferred, the rate of return doesn't consider the 20% carry interest, then we need to calculate the last year distribution. We have to calculate the amount to distribute 80%, right, to the LPs. And then left over is 20% must include this preferred, the rate of return, as the secured, this 202, right? So that we can make 80%, 20% rule again restored. Okay, see you in the next video clip. Guys, bye-bye.